What is Helstrom? Or who is Helstrom, really? Damon and Anna Helstrom are the son and daughter of a mysterious and powerful serial killer. The siblings have a complicated dynamic as they track down the terrorizing worst of humanity, each with their attitude and skills. This is a funny Marvel property.
Yeah, it's really not funny.
No, it's more like funny strange.
Mm-hmm. Even though Marvel isn't mentioned anywhere except in an opening credit, Helstrom is a Marvel show that is loosely based on the comic books. It's just little bitty, like if you blinked, you'd probably miss it.
Yeah, I think it moved more toward the comic books later. It was very loose.
It felt like Marvel tried to distance themselves from the original religiously based storyline.
For sure.
Marvel even went as far as removing an L from Helstrom. They work hard to say lines in the show such as, "What the church told you isn't true." And the demons in this show are entities from another dimension referred to as shadow side.
Yeah, that's really different. And it makes it seem more like Warrior Nun, which we talked about in episode 93. In Warrior Nun, it was absolutely not heaven and hell. It was more like people from another dimension. Well, it is based on a comic, and Damon's first appearance is actually in Ghost Rider 1973. In the comics, Damon wore leather pants and is always shirtless and has a cape on. He's got like a huge pentagram on his chest. It's super 70s. I mean, if he had like a guitar that was shaped like a Star Trek badge, right? It was like real sparkly.
I like how you say the guitar is shaped like a Star Trek badge.
How else would I describe the shape? Boomerang shaped guitar. That's what they played in the 70s, like every rock star.
And Anna, Damon's sister, she appeared first in Vampire Tales #2 from 1973. In the comics, Anna is named Satana, so that's different.
I mean, if Satan had a daughter, it's like Gregina.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be one evil kid. Gregina.
And in the comics, she dresses more risque, but that just wouldn't be good for the show. I don't think they could pull it off.
It couldn't be on Hulu. It'd have to be on like Showtime.
But I can't say any spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. But this show, they really modernized it. It was super modern.
I think that's good though. I don't know if those comics would have held up. If he would have walked around in leather pants and no shirt and a cape, it'd be a little weird. Yeah. People would be like, be a little chilly for one thing.
In the comics, though, there's a lot of other stuff going on. I mean, there's Ghost Rider, there's other superheroes, there's supervillains. So it's probably not out of the norm that you see someone walking around with no shirt on a cape. You think, oh, well, that's Damon Helstrom. You know, it's like in My Hero Academia, right, where there's heroes and villains everywhere. So you see somebody wearing like a cape and you're just like, oh, well.
I thought you were going to say like One Punch Man, when people actually know the heroes, if you're like C-class and above.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically the same trope, two different shows.
Henry the Caretaker in the show, he's based on two versions from the comics. One of them, he wears a big old floppy hat and he whacks people over the head with a shovel. And the one that he's probably based on more is a woman. And she belonged to an occult organization called The Blood. And the Blood are dedicated to fighting evil. Which sounds pretty much like the woman.
Yeah.
But in the show, did you notice that he had... Oh, spoilers. This is really hard.
You can say if he had a floppy hat. That's not a spoiler.
Well, in the show, there's an Easter egg, and they gave him a shovel.
Nice.
I don't know if it was in the first episode. It was in one of the beginning ones.
I mean, the Blood does make an appearance in this show. That's not a spoiler. And there is a woman that leads it.
Yeah, but it's not Henry.
It's not Henry. If you want to learn more about Damon Helstrom and the comic history of that character, check out JL's comics. He did a great video on this, and it was really comprehensive, and it wasn't super long. So it was easy to digest. We'll put a link in the show notes below, but we're not going to do a comic book deep dive on this one. So you just have to get it from JL's comics.